Hello, good evening, hi. Yes, we're back with another episode review for Smallville. This time it's episode 17 titled Hex. And wow, oh my fucking god, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Look, I can't even get my wording right. I really did enjoy this episode. It was just fantastic. Start to finish, brilliant. Zatanna, she was introduced in this episode, Mistress of Magic, gorgeous as hell, and her part in this episode was to find an old sort of magician's book, as it were, that was passed down from generation to generation within her family. And then her father, who was the last person to have the book, had an unfortunate accident, or somehow, I don't know what was the cause of his death, but she felt really bad about him dying, and she wanted to get the book in order to bring him back, but at a cost, of course. So that was her purpose in this episode. What was really funny about this episode was we noticed it's Chloe's birthday in this episode, bless her, and she's obviously feeling a bit dejected after Jimmy walked out on her, and Clark and Lois are starting to come, getting closer together, and Zatanna approached her at a birthday party to say, I'll grant you one wish and make it happen, whatever it is, whatever you want, however big or small, make a wish and it will happen. So Chloe makes a wish, doesn't she? At that particular instant, she's looking at Lois. If you've seen the movie Freaky Friday, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was amazing. It was just absolutely funny when the moment Chloe woke up, looked at herself in the mirror and thought, I'm Lois. I'm not Chloe, I'm Lois. She looked exactly like Lois, although obviously we know it was Erica Durant playing Chloe, playing Lois. Yeah, kind of thing. But it was just so funny just to see Erica Durant play Chloe as Lois. And it was like, you're playing one person, playing another, so she's doing like a sort of a double acting, as it were. But it was just so funny seeing Chloe as Lois, and how she could deal with being in Lois's body. What can she do while she's in Lois's body? So she goes to the Daily Planet, and Clark's thinking, well, Lois is acting a bit weird all of a sudden, but it's not because she's acting weird, it's because it's Chloe in Lois's body. Eventually, Chloe, see, I'm getting mixed up here, it's so easy, it's amazing. Chloe tells Clark that she is in fact Chloe, not Lois. The other part was when they both go and visit Zatanna to try and reverse the spell, of which Zatanna tells them that it will only stop when you don't want it anymore. So Chloe was like, right, okay, well, I definitely don't want it, but nothing happened. Now, when I read the description for this episode, it stated that Clark will be granted his deepest wish. Now, hands up, how many of you thought that his deepest wish was to fly? I'm sorry, yes, I have to admit, I thought his deepest wish was going to be to fly. However, it wasn't. It was completely the opposite. In fact, he wished that he was just human, that he didn't have any powers. But it's not that he didn't have the powers, he still had his abilities. He just, wished that he was more normal than everybody else, that he was normal as everybody else, that he didn't have a responsibility, that he didn't want to be a hero, all that sort of stuff. So there's poor Chloe in Lois's body trying to convince Clark that he is a superhero, that this is what he does, and he has all these abilities. And there's a moment on the roof of the Daily Planet that is just so funny. The interaction between Clark and Chloe as Lois is just fantastic. The comedy of that particular scene is just funny. I am going to upload a little short clip of it after this review. But my god, when you see how Clark behaves when Chloe's like turning around saying, right, just listen, as in listen, really listen. It's funny, his reactions and everything. Just it was a comedy moment like any other I've ever seen in Smallville. But as we get towards the end, we find out that that Chloe eventually resurfaces when she tells Clark. This is when Zatanna is trying to get her father back after she's got the book. And basically telling Clark, this is who you are. This is who you are. This is what you do. So, you know, the world needs you as a superhero. And then in that instant, she changes back to herself. She's back as Chloe. Clark's like, well, that's impossible. And Chloe's basically telling him, no, it's not. Just get up there and stop the girl from doing something crazy. And again, as I say, just the whole episode was just absolutely magnificent. I mean, I want to know what you lot thought of it, because I really did enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm absolutely speechless. The other thing I wanted to say, the very end, I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm actually going to upload the clip of that as well. So I'm going to upload 2 clips. One of the interaction between Clark and I'm going to say Clois, because obviously it's Chloe and Lois all in one body, and the end of Smallville. If you've seen the end, you'll know what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't, wait, you'll see the clip. I will upload the clip later on, and you'll see what I mean. It was just, I was sitting there clapping with a big smile on my face when I saw it. I was like, get in, yes, that's what we want to see. That is what Smallville's about. That's what we want to see happening right now. So, put it this way, all I'm going to say is it's a career change for Chloe. That's all I'm going to say, so keep that in mind. Anyway, so I'm going to be back next week with a new episode titled Eternal. It's episode 18. Look out for that one, and I'll speak to you all next week. Bye bye. And incidentally, the video responses for those 2 clips will be